You'll make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Get It Right Texoma. And it's Happy Friday.
It is Friday.
It's every Friday. Every Friday's Happy Friday because you get to watch us.
That's right, yeah. Start your Fridays right. How's that?
That's right. I'm Terry. This is Trey.
I'm Trey.
Yes, he got to say his line.
Yeah.
Anyway, and always we have our friend and podcast partner up there in the sky,
Mike
Hendren. We love him and miss him a lot. And,
I do miss that guy.
I know.
There's times when I'm doing something sometimes, and I reflect, especially when I'm mowing and things like that.
Yeah.
And I'll just reflect on stuff, and
Right.
and I go, damn, I miss that guy.
You know what? I need to go unlock the door because Miranda, I forgot she was coming in. We locked the door because we didn't have a guest, and then I forgot that Miranda would be here. So
She may be out of town this week.
I think
she's
right.
out there.
Yeah, so it may work out. All right. Well, never mind then. She'll text us. But
Hey,
anyway,
we usually go live on we go live, or we always show live. Usually it's live on Friday mornings from 7:30 on Facebook and YouTube.
Yep.
With local happenings, interesting topics, hopefully.
Yeah.
And usually a guest. We're not gonna have a guest today.
Nope.
It's almost like you have to have a cleanse occasionally and just kind of do us chickens here, and then we'll.
Yeah.
So, but even if we record the show ahead of time, we'll drop it at 7:30.
Yep.
So it's consistency. That's what you need. Same time each week.
Right.
And there's no guest today.
No. And what is this? It's just chickens? What?
It's just us chickens.
Okay, but we have a bunch of great guests in the future.
Oh yeah, we have plenty of great guests coming up.
All right.
Next week, Austin Cobb,
Yeah.
City Councilman Austin Cobb is going to be in with us.
We this is the place that's happening right here. We got lots. of great
You
guests.
think about it. We
Oh, yeah.
everybody. I mean, the mayor, 2 county judges.
Yeah.
City council people. We've had
Chamber.
the chamber, the head of the chamber.
Chickens.
Got
chickens. On kitchens. So sorry.
the head of the United Regional Healthcare is going to be with us. Clay County Memorial Hospital CEO has been with us. Is going to be with us.
MSU. I mean,
president of MSU. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And then James Frank, state representative, David Spiller, state representative, and U.S. Congressman Ronnie Jackson have all been on this program.
I mean, right, exactly.
You find me where you can find a local program that is stacked with these kind of guests as much.
Yep.
Not going to happen.
Hey, that's it. So please
here.
Yes, and because we're live, I'm able to see your comments on both YouTube and Facebook. So please, we want to hear your hot takes. We want to hear from you, and but also check on our archives on YouTube. Although it turns out that Facebook drops after a month or two now. I don't know. Anyway.
Wow.
So our live streams, but everything else, if you do it, post it, it stays there if you just upload it. But anyway, as we said, we got a bunch of great guests, and of course. Mike, you get to go back and see all the ones that Mike was on as well.
In the archives, yeah.
In the archives. And then, of course, thanks for our Eddie Hills as one of our sponsors. Eddie Hills Fun Cycles, 401 North Scott. See, I said that for you.
Downtown Wichita Falls.
Since 1966.
That's it, yeah.
Okay. And then it'll be what next year then? Will be 26, will be, how many years? That'd be 60 years.
Yeah.
Wow, is that my math doing right? Or this early in the
Yeah.
morning? Okay, so it'll be 60 years. So you're gonna have a 60-year. Are you gonna?
I don't probably so.
Okay.
I hadn't thought about it
next
at time. Yeah.
So anyway, support local. By the way, Mac Tech Solutions as well. That's here. We're right here.
That's very local.
Yes, right here. We are right in there.
And that's a nice thing about what I really like about Mac Tech is because there are Apple stores.
Yeah.
There are corporately owned Apple stores.
Yep.
But there are anything that's owned by a corporation and a big corporation.
Yeah.
When it gets down to the store level, there's a lot of rules. There's a lot of inflexibility.
Yeah.
Whereas you are an Apple store as far as you have all of the Apple products and most of the Apple products.
All but the phones.
Right. And you do the same thing, but you have the local flexibility to make decisions locally on what makes sense for the customer, what's best.
We can fix stuff that they don't fix. They cut it off, man. They say after 7 years, man, 5 to 7 years, depending on the product, they're done. But we can possibly get something fixed after that. But anyway,
something you said hot takes earlier made me remind me of something for a long time ago. So this is the kind of not the early days of email, but this was probably in the 90s.
Okay.
So
you've got man.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had an employee who I don't know that she'd ever had an email address, and she just gotten a new email address and everything. And we had another employee who had a little bit of email. The one employee came to me and she said, "Trey, I saw the other lady's email address and it said something at Hotmail." She, I said, that's actually not bad. But she thought because it said Hotmail that it was like something dirty, like a porno site or something.
Well,
yeah.
Hot takes with Hotmail.
Yeah, so anyway, that just made me think about it.
Okay, well, anyway, and guess what? This is Get It Right Texoma. Let's get into it.
That's right.
So we got a local restaurant focus. I've been there. I haven't been there in a while.
Always good.
Go ahead.
Raptor J Barbecue and Cajun Eats. I don't eat there as much as I should, simply because I go another direction. When they're in Iowa Park,
right?
And you and I both work in Wichita Falls, and then we turn around and go the other. We go
right.
Basically east for the most part. But Raptor J, really good barbecue.
Texas barbecue and
Cajun food, yes, yeah, and check them out. They're right there on the highway. And they have great sides, and just really good food. Nice people. It's a really cool building. So if you're going through Iowa Park, as you get kind of towards the outskirts of Iowa Park, heading west, they're on the south side of the road, and it's a big building right there. But they've been there a long time. I mean, I can remember eating there probably, I don't know, at least a decade ago, if not longer.
Right.
And
well, there we go. So that's their Facebook page too. So yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, check it out. Let's see. Let's check out their hours. Let's see. It's always under the about. You got to go. All right, here we go. Closed now, but they're
closed right now. Are you kidding? Yeah. Barbecue joints closed at 7:30 in the morning.
11 a.m. to 9 p.m. today, and then that's actually every day. Okay, so it's actually during Sunday.
They're closed on Mondays.
They're a tradition. Yeah, kind of isn't that a sort of a tradition or what? I don't really understand. Yeah, y'all are closed Mondays.
We're closed on Mondays.
But that's because you're open on Saturdays.
Yes. Yeah, barbershops are closed on usually. People that tend to be open on Saturdays, like a full day Saturdays, tend to close on Mondays.
If they're doing a 5-day work week.
Exactly, on Mondays.
Gotcha.
And some places don't. In the motorcycle business and the car business, there are places that open at 6 days a week.
Right.
The bad thing about 6 days a week is, now if you have a huge store with a lot of people, it's probably not as big a deal because you have shifts.
Right.
But when you don't have a huge store, we have a small business, and you probably know this from your business.
We used to be open. We tried to be open on Saturdays, and then we just
But there's always somebody who's got a deal working with a certain customer, and that person's off that day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's always something. It just. And I like for employees to have 2 days off. Right. So anyhow, but Raptor J's, go check them out.
Yep.
Great food there. Great barbecue. Their barbecue is really good.
Okay.
Their sausage is really good. So
all right. Well, there we go. So we
don't you dare miss
it. Yeah. All right. So what do we got next here? Oh.
The Friendship Festival in Burkburnett.
Yes.
Tomorrow. It's going to be starts tomorrow, and Casey Donahue. He's a known country artist. He is known.
Okay, I'm not big into country, so
but there's gonna be special performances by Peyton Howie and the James Cook Band, which James Cook is local.
Okay.
He's a DJ on one of the radio stations the Cumulus radio stations. Okay. But he's had a band for a long time. He's really there. His band is really good.
Right.
And James is a good dude. He's just a cool guy. But anyhow, so he's gonna kick it off. Then Peyton Howie's going to come in, which I don't know who she is. I've seen a picture, but I don't know about her music. But then Casey Donahue. And Casey Donahue is he's not George Strait.
Right.
But he has got a fairly big name and would be a very big name in this area. But So Friendship Park in Burkburnett, which you could just Google search what Friendship Park is, but
that's the
they're gonna-
Friendship Festival.
there's a Friendship Festival. That's right.
At the Friendship Park.
They have a real nice amphitheater. Burkburnett spent some money and put a real nice stage amphitheater, outdoor amphitheater in a few years ago, and that's where it's going to be. It starts at 10 o'clock. There's going to be food trucks. There's going to be a car show. There's going to be vendors, all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
And then I don't know what time the music kicks off, but probably around 5 or so, I'm guessing.
Well, let's see. Actually, on here, well, let's see here. No, it just says stay tuned. So maybe on their Facebook.
Just show up.
Yeah.
Just show up and go buy you some food and walk around and enjoy everybody, and then watch the bands.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so check it out.
And that's our friends Burkburnett, who are just about 12 miles north of us.
Right, almost to the border.
Almost to the border. Yep.
All right, and then we got the.
You want to do this one because you guys stumbled this one last week.
Oh, okay. Because we didn't know. Yeah, we weren't sure what that CCMH was.
So this is the seventh annual Lifeline Gala to benefit the Clay County Memorial Hospital Foundation. It's going to be Tuesday night, which is October the 7th, at the Rock Barn in Henrietta. There'll be food, live music, door prizes, live and silent auctions. It's a great event. It's really fun. I'm going to be there and went last year, and tickets are only $50, but that includes your entertainment and your dinner.
Right.
And you can purchase your tickets at Legend Bank, Clay County Memorial Hospital, Edward Jones, Brad Uroko, maybe? Is it maybe how you say it? That he has an office there in Henrietta, and Prosperity Bank in Henrietta. So you can purchase your tickets to that at any of those locations. Go check it out. It's a good, fun, entertaining evening. And the food's really good. I forgot who they have come out, but it's the food's really good. The entertainment is good, and is going to benefit a great cause because it's the Clay County Memorial Hospital, which is not it's a county-owned hospital,
right?
So it's not a for-profit hospital.
No.
And
nor is it a not-for-profit. Like it's a United Regional is a not-for-profit or non-profit. I don't know about. They make that. No, but you know how that works. I mean, they don't make a profit. They just don't. They can't. It's not like making money for individuals. There's no shares.
No share. They're like a corporation. They're not a corporation, but there are people that own it that make money. I'm pretty sure. We'll find out.
Okay.
We'll find out.
All right.
But Clay County is owned by the county.
Right. Absolutely.
Clay County Memorial Hospital is owned by the county.
And part of that, there's a budget that out of tax money to help support that, or
a very small. No, the only EMS is supported.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the rest of the hospital is not supported. The hospital has to stand on its own.
Okay.
Yeah, Clay County taxpayers do not fund anything but EMS.
Or things like this.
Exactly. When I say stand on its own, raise money somehow, get grants, or money that comes in.
It's a nonprofit.
Yeah, it is a nonprofit.
Is it? But it's owned by the.
It's owned by the county. It's not a 401c3, but it's a nonprofit in essence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I've learned something all the time like that. So, but you're on the board though.
I'm on the board. Board of managers. Yeah.
So
but it's going to be a great event. So if you get a chance and you don't have a lot to do, Henrietta's not that far away. Once again, we talked about Raptor J, and we talked about Burkburnett, now Henrietta, and
there you go.
But it's 20 minutes, 25 minutes to Henrietta from Wichita Falls, and it's a nice little drive down there. It's all highway and stuff like that. So
there you go. So be there, be square, right?
That's right. And the Rock Barn is pretty close to the courthouse.
Okay.
Downtown.
Right.
It's not at the courthouse, but it's somewhere close.
All right. Well, there we go. And then let's see. What else we got going? Is that
there's a little thing called the government shutdown happened.
Oh yes, the government shutdown. Yes, that has happened again. Now there's a lot of and here's one thing that's sticking out that I am not okay. Who shut it down? You know what? In a way, it doesn't really matter.
Well, I've done some research on that, but go ahead.
But what I'm saying is that I think that these people, that's their job, is to keep the government operating. I mean, that's their job. But that's one of the problems with it, is that because there's so many people, you can't. It's herding cats, literally. and to some extent, but there's a lot of control. There's a lot of team politics going on, and and I haven't dug a lot into it. But here's the thing that, aside from all of that, the fact that I'm not liking the fact that Trump has, I believe surely Trump himself did this because it's never been done before. I don't think they need to be partisan. It's saying that, but like on the websites of the different departments, and even in email, the out of office, they went in and actually changed the out of office on some of the departments to reflect that the Democrats have shut down the government. And I think I
don't have a problem with it.
I think that gets. I think that
who voted to shut it down this time?
Well,
look, and let me be fair.
Yeah.
I've been critical.
I'm not
of the Republicans when I felt like it was Republicans' fault.
No.
Because Mike and I have had several debates on that when I felt like it was Republicans' fault. I call spade a spade.
Wow.
This time, this one's on the Democrats because the Democrats, the Republicans tried to pass a clean continuing resolution. In other words, no edit, nothing. Basically, they said, here's the budget we've already approved.
Right.
We just want to continue with that budget. Yeah. Exactly like it was.
Right. No,
okay?
No. I'm not getting into that aspect of it. What I'm saying is the fact that you're using a government website that then has a message that is partisan. It needs to say, hey, you can blame Congress. Congress failed, if you want to say that.
I agree with you on that. It should say Congress.
It should
say, instead of Democrats. I agree with you.
Partisan.
Should say Congress.
Right. They're saying
totally agree.
They are saying the Democrats did that.
Right. I see where you're coming from, and
right.
And I do agree. It should say Congress.
Right.
And by the way, and I've been very consistent on this too. One of the things that really pisses me off on this is because Congress and all their staff keep getting paid.
Well, yeah.
They should not.
Right.
You shut the government down, and I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. Right. And I go back to I've made this point before. It's not going to affect most of those people that are in Congress. Most of them got plenty of money.
Yeah.
But they have staff.
Right. They have
staff that it will affect. And that way, I think it'll help the staff kind of push. And also, it's real easy to cut somebody off at the knees or not help somebody that you don't know. Right. But when you know people personally, you know their families and all that, it's a lot harder when they say, hey, I need help, to say, no, I'm not going to give you help.
Yeah. And also, I'm wondering, I went through, I need to look back and see what the history was. History of a government shutdowns. How many times have we shut down for any period of time?
It's been several.
Well, right. And historical government shutdowns. That's what I want to find out. Yeah. And the reason I'm wondering about that, it has everything to do with the military. I'm trying to remember. I think I was down through, or I was active duty when we had a one or two or three of these. And
I'm sure you were, because one of them was like in the early 90s.
Well, I was in from 1984 to 2004.
Right. So this happened during when Bill Clinton was elected, and
right. And but the thing is, though, the military, they never failed to pay us.
No,
but they're saying that's going to happen.
No,
this time. So
that part's bullshit. That part. Well, here's the thing. What the Democrats and I'm going to blame this one on the Democrats. The Republicans tried to pass a clean continuing resolution.
Here we go.
That was basically we're going to fund keep funding the government exactly like we have. No extra little bullshit. Not taking anything out. Not putting anything in. The Democrats said, no, you have to take these other things out or add this other stuff in.
Right.
So they're the ones that have screwed this one up. Okay. Right. But the fact is, what they've done de facto is, now what they do is they put the entire government in the hands of the executive branch. You realize that? What a lot of people don't realize is, so now the executive branch 100% has control of all the funds that are in the government.
Right.
So when you do that, basically, the Democrats and the Republicans in Congress has basically handed the keys to the kingdom to Trump.
Right. And
which is stupid.
Right.
The executive branch doesn't. That's not their job, but they have to by law because now Congress is not doing their part. So when you do that, what do you think is going to happen? An administration is going to prioritize if there's only so much money to go around, they're going to prioritize their priorities to fund before they're going to prioritize other things. Well, so the Democrats could have stopped this by just agreeing to pass this clean resolution to keep that going and then argue the points that they're wanting to argue. I get keep going on that argument. But now what they've done is they basically said, okay, Trump's administration, it's not like Donald Trump sitting up there figuring it out. Trump's administration, here you go. Well, if you work for an administration, let's just be honest. If you work for an administration and the administrator, your boss says, here's your priority list, and it's legal and ethical. Yeah. Here's your priority list. Yeah. What are you going to do?
All right. Well, I would think if they have something that they would make sure that the military gets paid. And you said that it's BS, but I'm just, like I said, I'm looking at the
because they're all everybody's spinning it though right now.
Well,
but the military. Well, first off, the military just got paid before this happened.
Well, right. So it's
the first to 15th.
You're right. If they extend to the 15th, it indicates it's not going to happen.
I don't think it's ever happened where the military didn't get paid.
Well,
because once again, the administration holds the key. They can still pay anybody they want to, based on the amount of money they've got.
Right.
So
that says that okay. So this is USA Today, and I'll check some other sources. But no, military members do not get paid despite working during the government shutdown. Compensation for members of the military is funded through the annual personnel appropriations to the Department of Homeland Security and Department of War, according to the Library of Congress. Therefore, because October 1st marks the beginning of the government's 2026 fiscal year, no funding is currently in place for active duty and reserve components. So.
But there's money out there. Money is still being spent.
Right.
What I'm saying is, if the administration, I believe, if the administration wants to prioritize it, I don't know this 100%, but from what I've read, if the administration wants to prioritize it, they can pay.
Right.
But the fact is, they need to stop this. This is madness.
Oh yeah.
But I go back to, I agree with you. It should be blamed on everybody in Congress, but this one does fall on the Democrats because the Republicans voted to keep the government open.
I'm not. Yeah, absolutely.
Without throwing bullshit in.
Right.
That's the whole thing. Now, in the past, and I've said this before, when the Democrats have been in place, and they said, "Here, we need to pass this continuing resolution," and the Republicans said, "We're not going to do it unless you do this and do this." The border wall was one. I criticized the Republicans. Right. Like, no. But when it's all said and done, what needs to happen is these people need to live under the rules and laws that they make, which is how it's supposed to happen. But somehow they're exempted from not getting paid.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
Yeah. No, I know.
If you're supposed to fall under the laws.
Yeah. So Congress is essential. So is the military. And you're going to get paid, but our troops are not.
I just think you shouldn't get paid. If you're in Congress and the government shuts down, you and your staff, nobody in your staff should get paid.
I have no problem with that.
And people say, "Oh, that's heartless." No, what I'm trying to do is because what will happen is that will force Congress people to not follow the party line and to vote their heart because they know that little Susie and Johnny that work in their office need to pay their rent or pay their bills or whatever. They're not going to be able to look them in the eye and say, "Hey, I'm going to go play partisan politics and screw you." They're not going to be able to do that. Most of them will not be able to do that.
Like I said, it's the military. Yeah, I mean, it appears that that's what's going on. Is everybody's reporting, and even I think even Hegseth and all them, they were saying that. Yeah, unfortunately, the military.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of spin and bullshit in that right now.
Yeah.
Everybody, and this is one thing I don't like. I don't like where the Republicans come out and explain it. But quit screaming at the top of your lungs. The Chuck Schumer's been hijacked by the left side of his party, which maybe is true.
Right.
There's a lot of speculation that Schumer, supported this because he is supposedly facing an opponent. AOC's talking about running for a seat.
Yeah.
But the fact is, they need to quit that. The Democrats need to come out and quit saying the Republicans are doing this. I've looked at it from several sources because I wanted to make sure. everything that I've seen, because I've not seen any Democrats that have disputed this. So Mike Johnson came out and said, we tried to pass a clean continuing resolution, is what they called it. In other words, nothing added, nothing taken away.
Right.
Exactly funded like it is. And not one Democrat has refuted that.
Yep.
Not one.
Oh.
So if that's the case, that sounds to me like the Republicans are trying to do their job and the Democrats are the ones throwing the wrench in this and trying to take advantage of it.
In the big picture, though, I hate to say all of them, but Congress as a whole is responsible for all of this. But that's it's on one hand, it is a great thing that we have people who can represent us and have a say and all that, but they're dysfunctional. that as a whole, you can't control any one individual.
No, I totally agree.
And that's why we need term limits.
That's what I was about to say.
And a balanced budget.
If you the balanced budget was the law, like it is in every state, you have to by law.
Yeah.
You can't stop until you pass a balanced budget. You go on vacation. You don't leave until you pass a balanced budget.
Exactly.
And term limits.
Yeah.
And that would say, and it would also, what we also need to do, and not only the term limits, we also need to change to where everybody's on 4-year terms. Senators are on 4-year terms, and House of Representatives on 4-year terms. The problem with being on the House on a 2-year term, you're always fundraising and always trying to raise money.
Or could you
always
do something on that, though? That literally there is no campaigning till 6 months out.
Who's going to stop it? You can't control that. What you can control is, say, you have a 4-year term and you only have 3 of them to go. Period. End of story. You can serve 3.
However we do it, we just got to do something. It's not. It's just they're totally dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Because they're not. There's nothing. There's no consequence.
And they're dysfunctional on both sides.
Right.
This is not a Democrat or Republican. They're both.
Absolutely.
They're all.
Yeah. Right. That is the issue. Again, politics. I mean, it is. I mean, it's what it is, right? So there's some things about
Partisan politics aside.
Right. Partisan politics aside, or whatever. We got to change those two things. If I had to pick 2 things, the most important thing is to do that. Now, I was talking to a buddy of mine up in Kansas, and he's not a Trump fan, but we were back and forth about some things, and I talked about the balanced budget amendment and the Article 5 convention that they're trying to get going, conventionofstates.org, I think, or .com. He was saying that of course, it's academia, but he says a bunch of professors are saying, well, it's not a good thing. You don't want to have an Article 5 convention because we don't have any rules. We've never done it before other than the very first time. And that's, or 250 or whatever it is ago and all that thing. And so we have, the issue is that we have, that we could open it up, I guess. There's no rules and all this. And it's just, because we don't have any history. So
yeah, but
I'm not saying that's a reason not to do it.
Yeah, you don't have nothing has history until it happens.
Right.
But by the same token, I always look at it and go, is it working now?
Well, yeah, exactly. We've got to change something.
Exactly.
Sometimes, change for change's sake is clearly not.
It's stupid.
Right. We don't change our business operations just to say, hey, I think I'm going to change it.
Exactly.
Military, or the government, our government and agencies, they do that. And especially in the military, I've seen it because you have a commander every 2 years coming in, and they all have to make a name for themselves.
That's the problem.
They have to get promoted, and they have to change. They can't just, if they come in and they see that things are working really well, they can't just maintain the status quo because it doesn't bring up anything. And that's a criticism that I've had of my 20 years in the Air Force, is a lot. And then you have, I think sometimes a commander ought to stay 3 or 4 years, but that's.
I totally agree.
But I also understand they need to be agile and need to change it and keep people on their toes. But yeah, anyway, all of that, it's just a crazy thing. And if like I said, balanced budget amendment and they're not going to, we might get that somehow, and nobody's interested in it right now, but the balanced budget amendment could conceivably go through, not just even conceivably, there's not anything Well, maybe it is. There's too much money being spent in everybody's district, so maybe that's why they don't want to do it. And then, of course, term limits isn't going to happen because by them.
Yeah, by them.
Right.
But that's why you need the
That's
Article
why
5.
Article 5.
And
So
then the Article 5, if I am correct about this, and I don't want to speak out of turn, but I'm pretty sure the Article 5 would bring up things
Whatever
that
stopped you before.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I don't understand. The Article 5 wouldn't ratify stuff. It would bring things to the voter, to the
right.
to
Yeah,
the
it's
voter.
not a ratification at all. But each state still has to do their part.
Yeah, they still have to vote on it.
Right, and it's
So-
2/3 of the states, I think, isn't it? It's 2/3 of the states. That's why, it's like 30.
But I think even if 2/3 of the states agree on something, I don't know that it's not ratified if it's not ratified by a vote, a countrywide a vote or not.
Well, I think it can be it. They can come up with the proposed amendment, the amendment itself.
Yeah,
and
proposed.
then each state has to do it. It's not Congress.
Right.
Congress can initiate the same process.
Right, yeah. It's
And
an
then
amendment.
Right, that's the amendment process. It's
Yeah,
getting
basically, it's a way to initiate amendments without Congress
correct.
doing it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So it would still require a vote
correct
by the people.
by the people. Yes,
That's what I'm getting at. It would
well,
still-
but each state, the representatives in each state,
Right.
each state house has to do it, as I understand it.
I thought it was a vote. I thought it went on a ballot. We'll have to research that.
Well, but each state, somehow the states have to do it, and then once the 2/3 of the states, and again, we can even maybe have a show on that in
Yeah,
the future. But
there you go.
See if we can promote, see if we can make it happen. So anyway, so there you go. That's so the government shut down.
Which
it
is a
was-
load of bullshit, and they need to get their crap together and get it going.
Yes.
Thank
so
you.
There you go.
And then fight your battles. What's bothering me is the Democrats keep talking about so many Americans are about to lose their health insurance and stuff, and it's like that doesn't expire till December 31st.
Right.
They're basically using a December 31st problem on September 30th.
No, but I can see from a planning point of view. I saw
You got to plan it, but you can fix that.
No, I know, but what I saw, if I'm going to take it as on the surface, I'm just going to take it as it is and use that for the piece. But it was like $300 a month, or without this budget or the money that the Democrats want, it's going to go up to $900.
I get that, but
And-
you don't shut the government down to hold that up.
No,
That's what I'm getting at.
right. No,
Yeah, I'm not saying I disagree with their position on the thing,
right.
but that's a debate to be had
Well, but we've
on this.
both sides have done this.
I totally agree,
hostage
and I have
sides.
criticized the Republicans when they did it
Yeah. Okay. Well,
publicly.
So we'll see how this goes. You and I mean, all you can do is, we can yell at right now, we can yell at the Republicans all we want, and it's not going to make the Democrats go and vote.
Yeah.
So we need to yell at the Democrats right now.
Pretty much.
Do something.
If somebody is in a state where there has a Democrat senator,
Yeah.
you ought to be calling them some bitches and saying, "Hey,
Yeah. And
vote
does
for
it do
this
any
deal."
good? Do you think it does any good for us to call?
No, not if we're not a
Consensus.
constituent. They don't care.
We
They
can
don't
just
care.
make it up.
Yeah.
Hey, they don't. That's the thing. They don't know. And what's then, truthfully, what that does is that they discount all of it. They say, oh well.
Yeah, that's just people making stuff up. Yeah.
So, but all right. So I guess we're going to move on to the next thing. What is the next?
Oh,
thing?
this was awesome.
Oh yes.
And we're going to show a little bit of a video here. Oh, let me set this up. So, Janine Pirro, Judge Janine,
Yeah, it was
on Fox News for a long time. She has been, but she really. This is what I don't like when I heard people being disparaging her. Oh, she's just a TV personality. No, this lady was a judge.
Oh yeah,
and a district attorney.
She just went into the show business.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
but she actually ran for office,
Yeah.
served in office, and all that sort of thing. So she's a legitimate person, and she's a U.S. attorney, was appointed U.S. attorney of D.C., which is a kind of a unique position. Okay, so apparently in Washington D.C., of course, they don't have a state. It's not a state,
Right.
so they have advisory councils, district advisory councils. And there's one, the 3rd District Advisory Council. I don't know where it is in D.C. I don't know any of that sort of stuff. All I know is there's a lady named Karen Gal, it's Gaal.
Mm-hmm.
Super impressive. She's the chairwoman of this council. Judge Janine goes to the council meeting.
Yeah.
And somebody wants to get in the audience wants to get out of hand, and Mrs. Gall handles business, not only to the person disrupting, also to Judge Janine.
Yeah.
But she's professional the whole time. She does let him know, I ain't playing.
Right, and this is her meeting.
This is her meeting. I'm telling you, I was so impressed with this lady. I emailed her.
Yeah.
And told her how impressed I was with the way she handled it. She emailed me back and said, thank you very much for the comment. And
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, but if you want to play a little bit, this is just a very short snippet of this on YouTube. It shows most of what Mrs. Gall does, but this is all about, I love this woman. She handles business with poise and class. And I like it.
All right, so let's see. So I click on this right here. So this is the first time we've done this, playing a video. So we've got this technology here. So here we go. We got it, and then I will hit the go button, and if everything goes right, you'll hear it.
Okay? When they know there are no consequences, when they know they can continue to commit the crime, when they are emboldened because they can commit it over and over and over again, then we're the suckers. And we're the ones. Go ahead. It's my friend over there, social service. We're not questions. Okay.
We won't be taking questions except from me and the ones that have been sent in. And then hold on. And then hold not.
No, that's not going to happen.
Excuse me, sir.
That's not going to happen. No, that's not going to happen.
I'm still
okay?
asking her questions.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Hold on.
You're going to have to hear.
There will
take
be
questions.
questions from the community at the. Did you not see the agenda? I said not right now. Let me lead my meeting. Please do not disrespect me in my meeting.
Don't respect us.
I am going to.
If you're going to be held accountable, she needs to be held accountable. President Trump needs to be held accountable.
Did you see this agenda?
He does not go protect. You can have a seat, Commander. Have a seat. He does not protect. He does not protect men in blue.
Look. Did you see this agenda?
He gave Paul.
Did you see this agenda?
Who attacked our police?
Did you see this agenda? Okay, Mr. Branham, I want you to be able to enjoy yourself in the meeting, but I want you to look at this agenda. I want you to look at this agenda.
She doesn't really want to be with
Yes, she does. Then look, please.
Because you're here for photo ops.
No, that is not the reason why. That is not the reason why. First of all, I'm not even connected on Twitter. And this is not connected on Twitter. Look, Mr. Branham.
Thrown to the floor and handcuffed.
Okay, Mr. Branham. I really want to be able to let you answer your questions, but if you can't allow me to have my meeting, you already know what's part 2.
That's basically the biggest.
I'm not going to be disrespected.
But we have.
All right.
Yeah, that I'm gonna tell you, she handled that so well.
Yeah.
She remained calm. She had this guy screaming from the audience, just political BS. She had Judge Pirro who wanted to spar, and she calmed them both down. Not calmed them down. She stopped them both. He ended up getting walked out because they started again, and then he started his whole mess again. And finally, the guy, if you see the guy who's in the white shirt there, who's kind of, I guess, the officer of the meeting, but he has 2 more officers there. Right. And he finally stands up and tells the guy, if you interrupt again, you're out of here.
Right.
And the guy interrupted, kept on.
Okay.
And so the biggest officer walked him out. This guy looks like a mountain walking. And that old man turned around like he was going to take a swing at it. And that guy looked at him like, you got to be kidding me. Anyhow, I'm telling you, I was so impressed with this lady, the way she handled herself, poise, class, perfectly handled herself, not only with the disruption in the audience, but also with the person on the dais who wanted to spar. Mm-hmm. And she's like, we're not having this. Yeah. This is a meeting. This is the meeting I'm running. Here's my agenda. We're going to follow the agenda. And I have a lot of respect for what she did in that meeting. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, she was not there to defend Judge Janine. No. Because later on in the meeting, they were not disagreeable, but they disagreed some, which is okay. But this is how public is supposed to work. You're supposed to be able to have people who don't agree with you to come in and sit on a dais, and people from the audience say that, but you can't kick and scream like this guy did and make an ass of yourself.
Right.
You know, and this gentleman, he has an opinion, and he has a right to his opinion.
Sure.
But like Mrs. Gall kept saying, you have a right to your opinion. You can ask your questions, but you got to ask them at the end of the thing. You can't ask them in the middle. You can't disrupt the meeting. We have a meeting. We have an agenda. We're going to do this, this, and this. And at the end, people from the public can. And there were people from the public who stood up and asked questions. Okay. So if this guy would have kept his mouth shut, he could have asked his questions. But I don't believe while I believe he's passionate and believes in what he believes, and that's fine whether I agree with it or not, I don't think he was there to ask questions. I think he was there to make a political statement.
Yeah. Well, there we go. So, all right. So, what do we got going in the world of TikTok?
You want to talk about TikTok here?
Well,
we got a little time.
I read the article a bit on it, and basically, it's kind of a interesting setup. I guess they're splitting the company kind of in two, and that they're going to have a so the company that's going to be still maintained in China will make the app itself, but the data will be all managed by, they're going to be they're making the app, but they're licensing it off to Oracle and
else. Basically, the ownership structure, here's what I came up with. Okay. U.S. investors will hold a majority stake in the new company.
Right.
And ByteDance, which is the Chinese company that owns it now, will retain a minority stake of less than 20%.
Okay.
So they're going to get some money out of it, but when you have when you're a less than 20% shareholder in a corporation and you're not running it, you don't really have much power. On the board of directors, the new company will be governed by a 7-person board with 6 seats held by Americans with cybersecurity and national security expertise.
Okay.
On the data security side, Oracle, which is one of the primary investors, would manage and monitor all U.S. user data and the app's algorithm. Now, you can speak a little bit about Oracle, because in your business, you've dealt with Oracle, right?
Well, no, I mean, not directly, but Oracle's just a huge company that's databasing. I mean, that is.
Do you trust their security? You personally, do you trust their security?
Well, I don't have enough knowledge to be able to say that, and I'm going to say that the overall reputation is as good or better than what Microsoft has. And Microsoft's really, even though Microsoft has some issues, but any large company with a lot of exposure.
What I'm saying is, if you had a customer that said, "I want you to install something that's by Oracle," would you throw a red flag and go, "Oh hell no, I'm not touching that"?
Well, I absolutely would be. Yeah, I would do it. I just, like I said, they're a U.S. company. I know they've been around a while. They know what the heck they're doing.
Well, the fact is, look, all these companies. Oh, the last thing is the timeline. Actually, they granted an additional 120 days for the deal to be finalized at the end of January 2026. Here's the deal. And I was okay with Congress passing the law and Joe Biden signing this law.
Yeah.
Because I understand Facebook, Microsoft, all of these American companies mine data, they sell data, they get all that. But there's a difference between an American company mining data and selling data to try to make a profit, and a foreign country that we are more adversarial than not with, mining data to use for whatever use. They're not trying to make a profit necessarily. Right. What are they using it for?
Right. Well,
and they're pushing. That's the thing. So TikTok, apparently in China, they have TikTok as well, but they push, positive videos.
Oh, yeah, for their right. The kids the kids are targeted here in a different way. Kids are targeted for more educational.
Exactly.
stuff.
So if you're targeting your kids in your country one way, and you're targeting kids in another country a different way, and one's completely educational and one of them is complete bullshit type stuff. Come on.
I know.
So I was okay with this law. I defended this law. I defended Joe Biden signing this law.
Yeah. Well.
But I also like the fact that they're kind of coming up with a deal,
right,
to say, hey, let's keep TikTok out there.
Yeah.
But because I do have a little bit of an issue with the U.S. government saying a company can't operate.
Right.
But this is the best of both worlds. This is
Well, yeah, it's what it's a compromise, and
Yeah.
and it's palatable apparently enough, and it's got to be better than it was.
yeah. I totally agree.
So
Yeah,
there's
it's
a
gonna be
little
better.
more oversight going on. There's
I have a lot more
a
oversight.
lot, yeah,
When you talk about six of the 7 board of directors are Americans,
right,
doesn't mean that they can't be compromised.
No.
Doesn't mean they're all good people. Trust me.
right,
But I don't think any of them are going to be agents for the Chinese government.
no,
And here's what people need to understand. I love our freedom here, and I'm glad we have our freedom here. But sometimes our freedom does work against us
oh,
by foreign people
oh yeah,
because they can come in and they can exploit our freedom.
absolutely, yep, and that's a risk.
Yeah,
and you mitigate-
I'm willing to
without
take
taking-
that risk.
Right, without taking away the rights of individuals who then own companies.
Right.
I mean, I guess companies, because they're owned and run by people, sort of have some rights by extension.
You talking about in other countries or here?
No, here.
Yeah.
I'm saying that
Yeah.
because that's got to be the basis for it, because obviously our Constitution doesn't say that our rights are as a corporation, right? But they're actually so there's a limit on it, but it is an extension of the human, of
Right.
us as people. Corporations do not have, and companies do not have the right to vote. Our companies have to pay tax, and they're not directly represented through a vote
Right.
process. It's as individuals who happen to be owners in these companies, then have the right to vote. But that just because the people at Apple, Tim Cook's, he's got a lot of money, but
He's got one vote.
He's still got one vote in California about how they operate. They don't have anything here, and we know this. I'm not telling you something you don't know. I'm not trying to mansplain it or anything, but it's just
I hate that
to
term.
bring up. It's just to point out that there's a process by which our country operates, and that we don't want to give up our any rights, and that's and some of this is being, as you point out, exploited, and let's by doing this kind of thing,
But cut it down.
It
Because
mitigates
here's that's a great word. Here's the problem. In China, if you own a company in China,
you don't. Well,
you own it, but the government has control of it. Yeah, if you're a Chinese citizen
Yeah.
and you own a company in China,
Yeah.
or even if you're in America, even if you live in America and you're a Chinese citizen, the government has say so in what you're doing.
Right.
They have access to everything. Everything.
Yeah.
They have access to.
Yeah. Well, and that's
It's a communist government. It's
Right.
not.
Oh, yeah, it's
We act like the Chinese are Great Britain.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's a communist government who has a regime.
right, and the people are again. There's so many things to talk about there, but their government's whole objective is a way different. They're coming in with a different reason
Sure.
for existence.
Mm-hmm.
At least we state in our Constitution. Now, do we follow it? We're way off of perfect of implementing our Constitution.
But we're better than everybody else.
But we're better than everybody else. in
Everybody
that
else.
sense. Yes, and we get it. I can see where sometimes we're viewed as smug here in the U.S. And sometimes Trump doesn't help.
No, not at all.
And a lot he doesn't help, and I'm seeing some things, and there's another thing that we could talk about that happened this week too. Man, a lot of stuff happened this week that was kind of crazy. But the general meeting, I don't know if you saw any of that.
I really didn't. I missed that one.
I'm not real comfortable with some of the things they did, and have talked about, and we can get onto that again. But anyway, close this up. Put a ribbon and a bow on this. That I'm glad this is happening. And you've got to give. You can criticize Trump in a lot of ways. There's plenty to criticize.
Absolutely.
But there are some nuggets that the way about us getting there probably didn't need to shut down the app for a few days, or it was down was not accessible for a little while. You could get on the web, but anyway, it all worked out, and now we're getting there.
Well, what I think is funny is if somebody in their mind says, if you called Central Casting and said, send me a Trump supporter, it would be a middle-aged white guy.
Yeah,
right?
Well,
right. Who's probably the least likely to use TikTok?
oh yeah.
Middle-aged white guys.
Yeah.
So the thing that all these people, these blue-haired screamers who protest Trump and call him a Nazi and all that, I would guess to say a huge portion of those people are on TikTok or have TikTok accounts. Yeah. And here's a guy trying to save their TikTok.
Yeah.
But he gets no credit for it. That's a downside. And now part of this is Trump's fault. He set himself up. He gets a lot of criticism that he doesn't deserve, and he gets zero credit from a group of people that he does deserve. Yeah. He does deserve plenty of criticism, but he gets more than he deserves of criticism. And there's things that he should get credit for from a group of people who want, or something like that, and he doesn't get credit for it.
Right. Well, and I don't like the way that, as far as him saving TikTok, he created. Now again,
I didn't say save it.
You did say it. You said save. They say you saved that he saved TikTok for them. That's what I didn't go back and watch it, but anyway, maybe you didn't mean that, and that's cool, but.
His policies. So his policies are saving TikTok for those people.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's saving TikTok. In
you
the
don't?
sense, not.
It was going to be shut down.
Well,
by law, it's shut down.
Right, but yes, the government. But he was for that law that came into being.
Right.
Okay, but I don't know. I just think if I stab you, and then turn around and then fix you up and save your life, okay. I think.
Well, yeah, but hang on, but Trump Trump had no power when.
No, I agree.
So
okay.
I don't want to say Trump was against it. He might have been against it, but would he have signed it if it had come across his desk at that time? And the answer is I don't know.
Well,
what I'm saying is I don't think he's getting credit. And look, I'm as critical of Donald Trump as anybody who's reasonable.
Right.
But what I'm saying is the irony here to me is so many of the people that scream and holler about how he's a Nazi and a fascist and a this and he does everything horrible are TikTok people.
Well,
that I'm sorry, if Joe Biden or Kamala Harris had won, TikTok would be gone by law. I don't think that either one of them would have had the sense or anything else to try to cut a deal. Right. And it's not just Trump; it's his people. It's the cabinet around the people. But they would have not. So I don't believe that they would have surrounded themselves with people that would have come up with these ideas and try to be creative.
Well, he, if I remember correctly, didn't he? He was all for it, shutting him down, but then realized. And probably heard a lot of feedback that the Americans make a lot of money on this. This is a lot of people. Now, it's not the majority. It's just like on YouTube. They would have to rebuild their business on a different platform. And a lot of them would not have made it. And I'm glad with the way the ultimate turnout for sure. But I think we beat this horse enough here, but I'm glad it's we're done. Or well, about that. We're about to finish that.
That segment's over.
There you go.
Let's do Burkburnett thing real quick.
Okay.
Because that's kind of a current thing.
The Burkburnett Development Corporation.
Talking about Burke again. We talked about Burke earlier in the show. It's not a Burke-centric show, but we're going to talk about Burke again.
No, but they're part of Texoma.
Absolutely.
This is to get it
right. Texoma.
Getting it right.
Yeah, but the Burke Development Corporation is purchasing properties downtown Burkburnett.
Okay.
To create opportunities for local business and tourism.
Okay.
And they're trying to bring major franchises like Starbucks and new hotels to Burkburnett. And one of the key projects of the revitalization effort is the transformation of the historic cotton gin and the creation of the first ever Hot Wheels museum.
Hot Wheels, first ever?
Yeah. Apparently,
somebody already has it. They just already has it.
No, it says first ever Hot. So apparently, there's not a Hot Wheels museum.
Well, no, there's not. But I mean, somebody's got a Hot Wheels collection. to
Yeah,
show
yes,
off.
yeah. There's
Okay.
I think there's a Burkburnett resident who has a
Right.
massive Hot Wheels collection.
Okay, so
Is what I'm getting
yeah,
at.
right.
That's where they're going to get that,
okay.
and they believe it'll bring people from all over the country, and it very well may be. Hot Wheels is a big deal for a lot of people our age.
Kid, yeah, because when we were kids,
That's what I mean. Our age, people
Yep,
that you know, and quite frankly, people of our age, our generation, are usually at a place in their life where they have more time to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, a place in their life where they have a little bit of money, where they can afford to go. You can afford to jump in a car and drive somewhere or whatever like that without worrying about it. And so I can understand this being something that Burkburnett said, hey, this could be a major attraction, major draw.
Cool. Well, yeah, that would be neat. So there's not anywhere in the world.
That's what they say. I don't know that. I did not fact check this thing, and I'm not going to say that there's not one anywhere.
Okay.
Burkburnett says it's a first ever Hot Wheels museum.
Well, there we go. So.
The Burkburnett Development Corporation. But yeah, I just think it's good. It's just kind of like Wichita Falls, the downtown proud. They've worked on that for many years, tried to revitalize downtown Wichita Falls. I think revitalizing downtown Burkburnett would be a great idea.
That'd be cool.
So
right.
I hope they succeed.
All right, yeah. And then, of course, they've got still haven't heard much on the data center up there. I haven't heard anything.
Probably need to go ahead and bring this one to a close. It's about time, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it is. Well, but I still. So we haven't talked much about we talked about the budget.
I figured let's do that next week. Let's talk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
let's because I think I want to spend more time on that.
Okay.
I just left that stuff in there just in case.
Oh, yeah, no, I got you. All right. Well, yeah, there's still a lot, but
but that way we can talk about the general. We can talk about several things. We'll add all that to the next week.
All right. Well,
You'll do that.
All right. Fine.
Well, we'll get into another 45-minute discussion. Talking about the budget.
We never go over time. Actually, we're under time. If we close this out, we can be right on time or just under our hour. So.
Well, yeah.
It is once a week, and hey, and by the way, we appreciate you all watching, whether it's live or if it's Memorex.
Yeah, live or Memorex.
Yeah, but yeah, please share it and share this with your friends and let them know about this. And the Texoma this is unique. I think we've got something kind of cool.
It's not kind of cool. It's way cool.
Well, it's way cool. Yeah. If we're here to do and enjoy it and have fun. We're doing it because we like to just have fun.
We're doing it for two reasons. One, we like to have fun. We enjoy doing this.
Right.
But we're also are trying to do somewhat of a public service. The restaurant thing, we're not getting paid a nickel.
No.
We're not getting free meals. We're not getting anything at all. And most of these places don't even know we're doing it.
Right.
What we'll do is after the show's over, I'll contact them and say, hey, can I send somebody a link to where we talked about your restaurant?
Yep.
So that's what I'm getting at. We're not making any money. We're not trying to make any money off the restaurants. Right. So that's a public service thing.
Yep.
All of our guests, when we have the mayor come in or the county judge or Austin Cobb, who's going to be with us next week, city councilman, that's not us to make any money.
No.
That's to inform people. Right. And it gives everybody a time because on TV, and I'm not knocking TV. No. TV's great. But on TV, they've got 2 minutes or so to run a story. And I've done plenty of TV interviews. I'll come in and they'll interview you for 15 minutes and then a minute and a half or 2 minutes runs. Whereas here, we set them down and it's half an hour.
Yep.
Or more sometimes.
Yep.
And they can talk about everything. And it just gives everybody more that long form thing that is becoming so much more popular in podcasts. Why do you think Joe Rogan is the number one podcaster in the world?
Because he
has like 3 hour podcast,
Yep.
but it's deep dives on stuff. Now we can't do 3 hours, but a deep dive, half an hour is a pretty deep dive because it's uninterrupted half an hour.
Right.
It's not like back when we were on the radio when we had to do 12 and a half minutes and then stop for a break.
Right. Sometimes Mike would extend it to about 20, but then you'd have a whole bunch of commercials.
That's what I mean. So here it's not that. But anyhow, so we appreciate you watching. Please share it. I mean, that's how this gets out.
Yeah.
Share it, like it, put your thumb up on that, whatever you do.
And by the way, if you want a sponsor, we're not going to turn you down.
Right? we're open to that. We're open if you'd like us to mention your name or talk about you and have one of your sponsors. We'll be happy to contact either Terry or I, and we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
It won't cost you much money, and you'll be part of something that I think is a really cool public service.
Yep. I think we're having fun, and So
Once again,
I get to play with toys.
The tech guy gets to do all his tech stuff. Once again, Raptor J Barbecue is our focus restaurant of the week in Iowa Park. Great barbecue, great people.
Yep.
Go check them out. And next week, Austin Cobb, City Councilman, recently elected or was elected in the last election. And Austin was on with us a couple of times when he was actually running for election. He's a good guy from Wichita Falls, left, came back here to raise his family.
Yep. Got
a great story, and he's a great interview, and he's really smart, sharp guy.
Yeah, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna skip past all that because we'll hold that till next time. And we, basically we like to wrap it up, and so please go ahead. You already said most of that.
Yeah.
We'll be back 7:30 next week.
7:30
a.m.
a.m. on Friday.
Sharp, and tune in. And so, like our friend and radio partner, Mike Hendren, the gentleman right over here in that picture in the cowboy hat, he's always likes to end the show, and we're going to keep that tradition. We will see you down the road.
You make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.